Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. The energy is popping today. I'm looking forward to doing this reading because the energy is much more dynamic than it has been for a while. Hopefully we're through the murk of that Mercury retrograde. That really was quite difficult, and we're out the other side, and things are beginning to move and move quickly in a positive direction. And I hope that for you in your lives, if you are waiting for something, some news, something to happen, something to unblock, something to move forward in a positive way, I hope that for you that is happening. And it does seem in the royal family things are moving. Things that have been stuck for a long time, they are beginning to tackle, they're beginning to sort out. Her Majesty the Queen definitely seems to be wanting to go into this Jubilee year and tidy up messes, sort things out, make sure that there are no unfinished business for anyone following in her footsteps, and anyone, of course, significantly Prince Charles and his wife Camilla. And so, of course, the announcement has been made that Camilla will be Queen, well, has been endorsed as Queen by Her Majesty the Queen. So instead of being Princess Consort, she one day will be Queen Consort, Queen Camilla. And Prince Charles, of course, promised that she would be Princess Consort only. Many years have passed since that pronouncement, and Her Majesty the Queen has stepped in and given her blessing to Camilla after all these years. And I'm going to be doing a reading using the very shiny Mystic Mondays tarot deck, which I have taken a shine to, and I'm going to be looking at Camilla as Queen. And of course, in the years to come, she will be, unless something really dire happens to her. And so a 7-card reading. I'll explain the cards, just looking at her, looking how the public will perceive her and her challenges as Queen Consort, her strengths, how she's feeling right now about it. It's a big day for her, a big moment. This endorsement moment she thought probably would never come, but it has. And what her legacy will be ultimately as Queen Camilla. And so, very loud bird in the garden, and having a little chat while I'm getting the cards ready. And let's see, and I hope I can fit them all in. There they are. And 5 of Wands is the underlying energy of this reading, which is conflict. It's ambition as well. It is all those years of conflict that she has faced, arguments in the family, challenges to her status, and it has left, I think, quite a bitter taste for her. The conflict that she's had to endure, the people trying to keep her down. The 5 of Wands is infighting in a family group, and conflict in a family group in particular. And so that is the underlying energy. Let's put it up here at the top of the reading, because it does colour everything, of course. So the central card here, the first card of this reading, is a signifier for what kind of Queen Camilla will be. Let's see, and we get the Hermit in reverse. I've tried not to say that, of course, Prince Harry is the Hermit, and the Hermit in reverse could signify Prince Harry. Now there's a cat joining the chorus outside, so we have very loud bird, and we have cat yowling up and down. Not my cat. The Hermit in reverse, she is going to come out of seclusion. She's always, I think, liked her privacy. She likes to go home. She has her own independent home where she likes to spend time. I think it's more relaxed than life with Prince Charles, where somebody actually squeezes the toothpaste onto his toothbrush for him. Camilla, I think, can just relax, kick her shoes off, and be a little bit messy, a little more normal. The grandchildren crawling all over the place, dogs crawling all over the place. I'm sure it's that kind of a lifestyle. And so she is going to have to come out of retirement and be much more prominent. But I think we're going to sense with her that reluctance, that she would rather be a private person. She really, this isn't the life that she would have chosen if it had been entirely up to her. And so there is going to be that reluctance. The other the other meaning, of course, of the Hermit in reverse is that Prince Harry may cast a shadow over her as queen, and of course no surprises there. He does seem to have grievances, grudges towards Camilla that I think have been fostered by his life partner, his wife, allegedly. And I'm going to be doing a reading on that next. So I wasn't going to bring Prince Harry into this reading. Prince Harry possibly has popped up here in the Hermit in reverse. So how is the general public going to receive Camilla as queen? Knight of Cups in reverse. There isn't going to be some upset around this. There is going to be some disappointment, some hurt. There are going to be hurt feelings. She's never going to win all hearts. And I just have to let a cat in and a dog out. Right, I'm back. And it's all happening here. Dogs, cats, birds, Camilla, Harry, and I think a rather upset public with the Knight of Cups in reverse, not taking to her, or not everyone. There are going to be many people who are upset, who are disappointed, who feel betrayed, who will not give their hearts to Camilla. She's not going to be the Queen of Hearts, that's for sure. And I think that is really self-explanatory, and I think quite fair and quite true. I personally don't have any strong feelings either way about this. I'm absolutely neutral about it, to be honest. I have been very careful before doing this reading not to read comments here on my channel or in the Daily Mail or anywhere, because I didn't want to be influenced by what people were saying about this. So I'm really coming into this reading absolutely cold, absolutely neutral, but clearly she's not going to win, I would say, even the majority of people over as queen. But I suppose by this stage, does she care? We'll see. And so the royal family, and now with royal family, I'm meaning the UK royal family, not the new royal family in the US, but how are the rest of the family going to feel about her as queen? And Six of Swords in reverse, they're not going to like it either. Sorry to say, for poor Camilla. Six of Swords in reverse, that is not letting bygones be bygones, I don't think. Six of Swords, of course, when it's upright, you move away from trouble. You can see the waves there in this card. It's a very abstract depiction of the Six of Swords. Not the easiest tarot deck to read this Mystic Mondays. Very simplistic, but normally there's a little boat going across the sea and it's moving away from stormy waters into calmer waters. But in this case, because the card is in the reverse, it is telling me that the royal family is not going to forget all the heartache, all the difficulty, all the trauma that went on with Prince Charles, with Princess Diana, and of course with Camilla. It's going to stick around. The energy is going to stick around, and there are going to be some people who do feel resentment towards her and will not forgive her. So very difficult energy for her, and you can see why the Hermit is in the reverse there at the heart of the reading as the signifier for her energy as queen, because she really, I think, would like to lay low, stay at home, not have to deal with any of this, but she's going to have to, the way things are going right now. And so what challenges is she going to be facing as queen? As if that level of hostility isn't enough. Three of Wands in reverse, and that's not being able to expand and grow things, projects not really working out. And I think it again, to me, feels something somewhat to do with the not being able to win people over. However hard she works, however many projects she develops, she tries to develop, nothing is really going to stick. And she can try to, and Tess is having a little chat here and a little moan. Cats in, dogs out again. They're just going to have to wait until this reading is over. As I said, everything's moving very quickly now, including cats and dogs, and you can hear tinkle tinkle of Fluffy's bell as she rushes about. She has got a cat flap, but Fluffy does not like going in and out of the cat flap. So Three of Wands in reverse, doesn't look like she's going to be able to really get anything done, and and expand her influence, and possibly even overseas, because the Three of Wands normally has this idea of waiting for ships to come or go, the sense of expansion, the sense of looking out to sea, looking across the ocean. I don't think she's going to really make much of a mark further afield than the UK. Quite honestly, I don't think anyone else is really going to take to her. Of course, many countries still in the Commonwealth, but I don't think that she is going to be particularly well received there. And so what strength is she going to have to count on? Very difficult energy this for her. And it's a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh dear. 10 of Pentacles in reverse isn't really a strength at all, because the 10 of Pentacles is all about being secure, is being a part of the royal family, being in that group, being in that lineage, being part of the heritage of the family, being abundantly provided for. Possibly it's telling me, this card, because it's in reverse, sorry, shiny card, you can see the ring light there, possibly she will bring some understanding to this role of what it's like to be left out, what it's like to be cast aside, what it's like to be unpopular, or what it's like not to be with the in crowd, what it's like to be really criticized very publicly. She has been through the mill, this woman. Very private woman, as I keep saying, it keeps coming to me, very, very private woman, wouldn't have chosen such a high profile life. She has been dragged through the mud. Yes, she has done things in her life that maybe weren't the best advised things to do, but she has paid a heavy price for it, and I think that understanding will be useful to her in this role, where of course the royal family does a lot of charity work with people who are on the fringes of society, who are in difficult circumstances, alienated, struggling, and she may in fact bring a large amount of compassion and understanding to those people and choose projects that really resonate from that point of view. And I know one of her very most heartfelt projects is of course to do with domestic violence, abuse, that kind of thing, and so that might be the kind of thing that she focuses on, because she really actually understands what it is like to be really cast out and in difficulty. So how does she feel right now? Now that the news has broken, now it's official, how does she feel? Justice, wow, that's major arcana. She feels it's fair, she feels it's the right thing, she feels she's earned it. Absolutely, she thinks that this is setting the evening things out, setting the record straight, that this is a big moment for her. It's a big victory for her, that it's the right thing. Absolutely. It's a very obvious, very clear card. I've seen it before, this kind of energy reading on her, and yeah, she's pleased. She is quietly pleased about this, because she thinks that this is going to help her reputation. When we look back at her, we're going to look back and see that ultimately she was accepted. She kept quiet, she put her head down, she did the work, she stuck it out, she stuck by her husband's side, she stuck by Prince Charles's side, and she has reaped now a very great reward, a very public honor from the Queen herself. So what is her legacy going to be finally when we look back at Queen Camilla in time to come, the Lovers? And that's very interesting. It's going to be portrayed as quite a powerful love story. That's quite moving. I'm actually feeling quite emotional as I look at these two flamingos, lovebirds, there with the sunset and the palm tree and all those pinky colours. Very, very evocative card, and I think quite moving. People are going to look at her and say, they chose love. They chose each other. Charles and Camilla chose each other. They stuck together. We've been seeing the Lovers card in reverse a lot in other readings, of course, Harry and Meghan readings, but here these two are well into their 70s. It's been a very long and a very enduring love story. And people, for all the hardship that Camilla is going through right now and will go through, public's not really going to warm to her. The royal family isn't going to forgive her for all the trouble that she brought into the royal family. They think a lot of conflict is the underlying energy. She herself really would rather stay at home and not have anything to do with this. Her projects don't look like they're going to be particularly successful or lasting or really grow, but she is going to bring some understanding to her role from her own hardships that she's had. But people are going to look back at this, and it's interesting that this reading is bookmarked by 2 major arcana. We have the Justice card in the upright, right now, the beginning of things, how she's feeling now, and the Legacy, the Lovers card. This is a true love story that people are going to look back. The history books are going to be written from that perspective. And so whatever suffering and struggles she's going to go through, that is really how people are going to remember her one day in the future. And that, I think, is rather sweet and rather lovely, and I'm very glad to see that card at the end of this quite difficult reading. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.